This is a sample video. Time requirements are subject to change.
Ergometric's Firefighter Mile will assess your ability to perform the physically demanding tasks required of a firefighter. You'll complete 10 events, one after the other, wearing protective gloves and a weighted vest to simulate firefighter gear. There is a time limit for each event, but no overall time limit for the test as a whole. You'll be moving quickly during the entire test, but it's not a race to get your best possible time. There are 10 events you must pass. Each event has 2 time limits. If you meet the first time limit, which is the point time limit, you will pass and earn a point for the event. If you don't meet the point time limit, but finish by the second time limit, which is the pass time limit, you will pass the event and continue your test, but you won't earn a point. On any event, if you don't finish by the pass time limit, your test will be over. In addition to passing all 10 events and earning at least 8 points, you must also finish the test without performing any disqualifying actions. For instance, don't run between events. The first time you run, you'll receive a warning.
Warning, don't run.
The second time you run, your test will be over. Don't stop between events. The first time you stop, you'll receive a warning. The second time you stop, your test will be over. Don't take off your gloves, except for the final event. If you do take off your gloves, you'll receive a warning. The second time you take off your gloves, your test will be over. Don't take off your weighted vest. If you take off your vest, even once, your test will be over. Next, let's look at how to perform each event properly and see some demonstrations of things that will result in warnings. The first event is the high-rise carry. The high-rise carry simulates climbing stairs during a structural fire while wearing full protective gear and carrying equipment. Wearing an additional weighted vest, you'll step up 6 stairs, one at a time, turn around and step back down, and then repeat that 18 times without stopping, following a recorded pace.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Turning up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turning down. 1.
It's
2.
okay to use the handrail. If you get behind the recorded pace, you'll have 7 extra seconds to finish your 18 repetitions and earn the point. If you're not done with your 18 repetitions in time for the point, you'll have 23 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If you haven't finished your repetitions by then, your test will be over. The time limits for the high-rise carry and all of the other events are shown in your candidate orientation guide. Warnings for each event are shown too. For the high-rise carry, you'll receive a warning if you take more than 1 step at a time. 3 warnings for taking more than 1 step, and your test will be over. Both of your feet must touch the top platform before you step back down, and both of your feet must touch the floor before you step back up. You'll receive a warning if you fail to touch both feet on the floor or at the top. 3 warnings for that, and your test will be over. If you stop moving during the high-rise carry, you'll receive a warning. If you stop again, your test will be over. If you fall down and your hand touches the ground or the stair, even once, your test will be over. After you finish, the proctor will remove one of your vests and immediately take you to the paced walk event. You'll be walking 381 yards at a set pace, staying inside a marked course. Every 50 seconds, a proctor will tell you if you are ahead or behind the correct pace.
Speed up, you're going too slow.
If you follow the pacing, you'll complete the event within 3 minutes and 40 seconds and earn the point. If you don't finish in time for the point, you'll have 20 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If you don't finish by the 4-minute pass time limit, time will be called and your test will be over. Stay inside the track. If you step outside the track, you'll receive a warning and you'll be directed back to where you stepped out.
Warning, missed cone, go back around.
3 warnings for walking off track, and your test will be over. No jogging or running is allowed.
Warning, don't run.
Even to make up for lost time. 3 warnings for jogging or running during the paced walk, and your test will be over. After the paced walk, the proctor will take you to the charged hose advance. The charged hose advance simulates shoulder loading and dragging a charged hose through a fire site. At the starting line, pick up the nozzle and place the hose over your right shoulder. Facing forward, pull the hose as quickly as you can around the track until both of your feet are back across the starting line. If you don't face forward with the hose over your right shoulder, you'll receive a warning.
Warning, face forward with hose over your shoulder.
If you use incorrect technique again, your test will be over. If you step outside the track, you'll receive a warning. 3 warnings for stepping outside the track, and your test will be over. To earn the point for this event, you must finish within 30 seconds. If you don't finish in time for the point, you'll have 5 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If you don't finish by the 35-second pass time limit, time will be called and your test will be over. Next, the proctor will take you to the equipment hall. The equipment hall simulates using rope to hoist equipment, such as hose packs and stretchers, to an upper-level window. Standing on a platform, you'll reach over a railing, grasp a rope attached to a weighted sled 40 feet away, then pull the sled toward you as quickly as you can until the sled is in line with the platform. You must use a hand-over-hand technique. The most efficient method is to grasp the rope this way and use your leg muscles, like this. If you don't pull hand over hand, you'll receive a warning. 3 warnings for not pulling hand over hand, and your test will be over. To earn the point for this event, you must finish within 28 seconds. If you don't finish in time for the point, you'll have 7 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If you don't finish by the 35-second pass time limit, time will be called and your test will be over. After the equipment hall, you will be taken to the second paced walk, this time for a shorter distance, 286 yards. The same rules and warnings from the first paced walk apply. To earn the point for the second paced walk, you must finish within 2 minutes and 46 seconds. If you don't finish in time for the point, you'll have 19 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If you don't finish by the 3-minute and 5-second pass time limit, time will be called and your test will be over. After the second paced walk, the proctor will take you to the blind crawl. The blind crawl event simulates carrying equipment while crawling in 0 visibility. You'll put on darkened goggles and kneel down on your hands and knees. The proctor will help you place one hand on the target hose and your other hand on a sledgehammer. You'll crawl, following the target hose, for 50 feet while carrying or dragging the sledgehammer. Maintain contact with the target hose at all times, using both hands if you need to navigate through the entangled hoses. You may set the sledgehammer down to find your way past obstructions, but don't lose the sledgehammer, since you must have it with you when you finish. When you reach the end of the target hose, with sledgehammer in hand, the event is complete. If you finish on a hose that's not the target hose, or finish without the sledgehammer, your test will be over. If you stand up at any time, you'll receive a warning. If you don't go back down on your hands and knees, or if you stand up again, your test will be over. If you take off your mask at any time during the blind crawl event, your test will be over. To earn the point for this event, you must finish within 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If you don't finish in time for the point, you'll have 30 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If you don't finish by the 3-minute pass time limit, time will be called and your test will be over. After the blind crawl, a proctor will help you remove your goggles and take you to the forcible entry tire strike. The forcible entry tire strike simulates using a sledgehammer to force open a door or breach a wall. Grasp the hammer with your hands separated, one hand on each of the taped areas. Using a chopping motion, not a baseball swing, you will hit the truck tire 8 feet across a table as quickly as you can. Keep your hands separated, one in each taped area. You'll receive a warning if your hands are not correctly in the taped areas. 3 warnings for improper hand placement, and your test will be over. The tire must not fall off the table. If it does, your test will be over. If you strike the table with the sledgehammer, you'll receive a warning. 3 warnings for striking the table, and your test will be over. If you lose control of the sledgehammer and release it with both hands, your test will be over. To earn the point for this event, the tire must be across the marker at the end of the table within 35 seconds. If you don't get it across the marker in time for the point, you'll have 15 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If the tire isn't across the marker by the 50-second pass time limit, time will be called and your test will be over. After the tire strike event, you'll be taken to the third paced walk, which is 286 yards. To earn a point for the third paced walk, you must finish within 2 minutes and 46 seconds. If you don't finish in time for the point, you'll have 19 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If you don't finish by the 3-minute, 5-second pass time limit, time will be called and your test will be over. After the third paced walk, a proctor will take you to the rescue drag. The rescue drag simulates dragging an incapacitated partner or victim from a damaged or burning structure. In a standing position, you'll drag a rescue mannequin as quickly as you can for 2 laps around a marked course until both you and the mannequin have completely crossed the starting line on the second lap. Drag the mannequin along the floor using the pull harness only. Don't try to carry the mannequin. If you use a technique other than dragging the mannequin by the harness along the floor, you'll receive a warning.
Warning, gotta grab her with both hands, going backward. Warning, must grab handles.
If you don't correct your technique, or if you use an incorrect technique again, your test will be over. You may set the mannequin down any time to rest. If you ask for help, you will be reminded that help can be provided, but if you require help, your test will be over. Don't step outside the track. If you do, you'll receive a warning.
Warning, stay within the cones.
3 warnings for stepping outside the track, and your test will be over. To earn the point for this event, you must finish within 30 seconds. If you don't finish in time for the point, you'll have 10 more seconds to pass and continue your test. If you don't finish by the 40-second pass time limit, time will be called and your test will be over. After the rescue drag, you will be taken to the CPR event. The CPR event simulates administering cardiopulmonary resuscitation. You may take off your gloves for this final event. You will kneel down and perform chest compressions on a CPR mannequin at a rate of 100 compressions per minute. You'll start with a 10-second warm-up to get into pace. Then the time starts and you must do correct compressions for 2 minutes. 2 green lights on the mannequin indicate you are performing correct compressions at the correct pace. If you get only 1 light, green, yellow, or red, you'll receive a warning, and you'll need to speed up or make sure your compressions are deep enough and in the right place. If you don't get back to 2 green lights within 2 seconds, you'll receive another warning. 3 warnings for not having 2 green lights, and your test will be over. A proctor will inform you when 2 minutes are up and you have completed the test. The CPR event concludes your test. The total points you earned will be added up to determine your final score. You need to have passed all events and earned points for at least 8 of them. This concludes the video orientation to Ergometrics Firefighter Mile. Information about the events is also available in the Candidate Orientation Guide. And during your test, a proctor will guide you through the course and give you instructions and feedback. Thank you for your interest in becoming a fire service team member.
Notice to viewers, due to a planned location change, the test will be revalidated and the time requirements may change.